There's a game that's been on my mind since it was announced, and it's been making me drool at the thought of it. That game is Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Note, before we begin this video, I want everyone to know that this is my opinion and my opinion alone. I am not a professional reviewer or a professional, just a normal fan like anyone else. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Vroboy, and I'm here to discuss what's been on my mind all year. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. When this game was announced, I was super excited because I enjoy the Sonic Racing series, and that ranges from Sonic Drift on the Game Gear all the way to the last Sonic Racing game I think we got on iOS. I did enjoy that game. So when this game was announced, I thought we were gonna get a more polished version of Team Sonic Racing, similar to the mobile game that we got last. Little did I know, they polished it and made something even better. When I first played this game, it was during the closed network test in February. I played it most of that weekend where I enjoyed it, and even compared its presentation to Mario Kart GP. And that was before Pac-Man was invited to the track, man. I loved it, and I wanted to do a little talk about the game at the time, but realized I didn't have much time to play. I was getting settled into a new place, so it just didn't line up. But now that I live in a new place with a lot more time to record, I finally got to get my hands on it with no distraction. I really enjoyed my open network test weekend with the game. I played with a bunch of people that I kept recommending the game to, which was probably because I kept pitching this game over an entire summer, way before and even after we got Mario Kart World. Now, when Mario Kart World came out, I was happy and I adored it, but I didn't get to spend a lot of launch time with it. And that was because my Switch 2 was being occupied. However, it was enough time for me to learn to appreciate the game. I have two great memories with that game so far, and that was playing Rainbow Road for the first time on 4K and playing the game with my friends using the C button feature, which allows you to have your webcam displayed over your character model. Those things carry that game for me. Everything else, it doesn't really scratch that itch too well. The trick and shortcut system is good, and fundamentally, it's a great idea. You would learn these shortcuts so that way you're not on the main road bothered by the path. However, it feels like too much learning to some players, and you feel mostly like you're racing yourself. Like you're racing yourself for a good time to hit these consistent tricks, but you dodge all of the race. You dodge the chaos, which is other people. So if there's someone amazing on the track inside your party, all they're gonna be doing is front running, and most of the time, you end up having to hold that because they're just untouchable unless you have an active 24-player lobby. And this becomes super apparent in Knockout Tour due to the fact that people with the extreme items get eliminated before they can use them. So why am I bringing up the shortcuts in that game specifically? One thing, I want to say this is not a usual, oh, which game is better argument, or oh, we can have two cakes. I just wanted to bring this up to explain to people my opinion on the Sonic Racing game, specifically the network test, as well as the foundation and flow of the game. That way people can understand it better in the best way I can explain it. Because I've seen a lot of posts about this item being the devil, round start monster trucks, why is the Pato so narrow, and why does it feel like I'm getting hit by everything? Well, I can't answer all those questions, but maybe, just maybe, I could provide some guidance with the experience I have with it. When I first played this game back in February, something that stood out to me was how damn close I was next to everyone. It honestly made me feel like a chow in a mosh pit. Like, for real. You couldn't even be a Sunday driver without seeing your character frantically pop up almost out of their car because they got bumped into or pushed. At first, I didn't like this, but that was probably because I didn't understand it, or I couldn't understand it. Or better yet, I wasn't trying to understand it. It wasn't until my third race that I had a revelation. That's what the CrossWorlds are for. When I realized this, it changed my whole perception of this game's design and made me realize how good it was for an arcade-style kart racer. The goal is simple. They bunch you up in the beginning, scatter you out wide in the middle, and bring you all together for the final push. Every bit of that understanding kept letting myself have way more fun. It also allowed me to tell myself, oh yeah, the last lap is gonna be all or nothing. That feeling was so unmatched to me. This is probably due to the fact that the final lap has its own rule as well. It can range from making new special boost pads adding brand new portals or routes, or, like I said, opening new paths that can only open during the final lap. It really gives you that all or nothing feeling. Like how in Colorful Mall, on the final lap, you can actually get to the top floor of the cinema because a hoop ring spawns. Now, when I played the open network test, I realized they have the same philosophy about how these tracks and CrossWorld tracks worked, just like they did with the closed network test. The regular maps, we'll call them starters, the starter maps are clumped up, narrow, and meant for everyone to be close together. Maps like E-Stadium, Luminous Jungle, and... Y'all hear that? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. These maps are meant for us to tussle with each other. The CrossWorlds, on the other hand, which are also just as great, except for Magma, is such a treat because they're spread out to be a bit from each other, meaning you can actually drive without as many interruptions and can also enjoy these maps. It gives me a sense of wonder and immersion that we were in a high-tech stadium, and now here we are in the sky bouncing among hot air balloons. Or being in a museum studying history from the series, and then leaving into Chennai during a Gaia Phoenix attack. And the music was just as good. My favorite stage had to be Wonder Museum. My favorite CrossWorld track had to be the GOAT itself, Alaska, with its remix. I mess with these tracks heavy. Like, listen to this shit. It makes me even more excited to see all the maps in the final game, as I feel these maps are a big homage to everything in the series so far. It's honestly really nice, even if it's for nostalgia's sake. Now, something else that I really enjoyed were the items. I absolutely love the items in this game. Now, when I was looking across social media, I kept seeing this item get brought up in conversation, and I laughed every single time. Hearing people complain about the items and how they worked reminded me of my personal problem with the usual kart racer item. This gave me an epiphany. The way people describe the randomness of a game like Mario Kart is legitimately what Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is. Let me break it down. In other kart racers, it's hectic, but not extreme, not even in the back. You usually end up getting left behind so much that you just get catch-up items because of the distance from the lead player. You also have a huge amount of space from other racers. Hence, it can be easier to snipe and single out targets in the game. In Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, the perfect snipe is no longer lenient. Your time to think and rationalize is completely out the window. And that is purely because of these 4 items I can name that prevent you from having that time frame. And it's not just in the front places, it's also in the back places. It's everywhere. You thought you were smuggling that truck to 6th place? Guess what? Dude behind you is gonna saw your item off. You thought you were gonna front run and hold on to a fist so you can pass the first place last player last second? Well, guess what? There's a weight that's gonna get the first place player as well as you and makes you drop both of your items. You think you're gonna go with the flow and keep your items no matter what place you're in? Say hello to Dark Chow, who scatters your items completely, so good luck with whatever item you were saving to defend yourself, and Nickelodeon Goop, which just makes you drop your item and slows you down. It was something I had to accept at first, but I realized how clever it was and prevented the campiness that could be apparent in other kart racers, especially casual. Now, this isn't all a good thing. It's a good thing for someone like me who just wants to play casually with friends. It's probably a bad thing for someone who is more like, I want to prove I'm the most skilled racer on the track. Check out my time trial stats, y'all. How did I spend my beta? I played this game with everyone I had pitched it to. A lot of the people I played with had to be taught how kart racers were because they didn't have a Nintendo background, and it was very interesting to explain it all. Some people I played with just had fun and decided that rage baiting each other is the best thing since sliced bread.
Well, bro, I didn't see you, bro. I was trying to beat that road.
You trying to beat that road? I get it. Nah, you right. Hey, I got second though.
Fuck off, John.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, welcome to the club, Jay.
Bitch ass nigga.
How's it feel? How's it feel?
Yeah, nah.
How's it feel to finally make it, bro?
Nah, I'm up, man. My day couldn't get better. Thank you, John.
A specific friend of mine was doing so poorly on the game until day 3, he realized he could finally change the camera and started consistently placing above 5th instead of bottom 2. That's the thing with playing with friends and teaching. Seeing them do their best and being in the same boat as them was a great experience because it always became a race between us, despite there being a lot of players on the map. Well, except when there was a round start monster truck player behind us. It was really fun, especially customizing our cars and seeing what we could come up with. This one's probably my favorite one. We even turned the Discord call into Pimp My Ride. Don't even get me started on the best thing to grace this game, which is the cross-platform play. I even had a session where we had 2 players on PC, 1 on PS5, and 1 on the Xbox Series X. It was amazing to know I could play this game with anyone no matter what the system was. My favorite thing was just having the ability to say, hey, want to get on or want to play a kart racer, and not having it to be exclusive to 1 or 2 systems. I just kept telling everyone, hey, when you gonna get on the game? And it was even convenient to add people when they got on the game. Like, I'd find me and my friends, or whoever I was playing with at the time, we would be on that thing for hours. These sessions were long just for a beta, just because even though it lacked stages, it was still amazing. Now the netcode, so far I'd say the netcode, it felt pretty smooth. Unfortunately, despite it giving the illusion of feeling smooth, a lot of desyncs can happen, especially at the end. I felt like this didn't happen much in the closed network test, but alas, that was February. This is August. The biggest problem with the desyncs was the placement at the end. Having a friend go, dang, you passed me at the last second, into, wait, I won? Now, there was other desyncs like hitting your opponent and them not getting hit on their end, but that's just a thing in kart racing. There was also a Persona Festival for the festival mode. Essentially, you are split into 3 teams of 4 based on whatever teams the event offered. This time, it was Joker the Trickster, Morgana the Magician, and Violet, who was introduced in Persona 5 Royal. The mechanics are also changed, which they give you an indicator to tell you how far you are from your team. Bumping into teammates grants you both a speed boost, almost like the gravity mechanic in Mario Kart 8. You can also get a super special speed boost when the team gauge is filled by doing those actions. You win depending on your placements, which determine how many points the entire team gets collectively. Unfortunately, it's not that easy to win because there's a special requirement in these modes accompanying placing well. That requirement can range from which team collected the most rings, which team bumped into each other the most, or even which team can do the most tricks. I didn't get to play much of it with people, but I did watch a bunch of friends who I wouldn't expect to play kart racers having so much fun with this mode. Now, I thought the festival was neat, but I didn't really get to use any of the rewards, which were Persona themed. The only reward I used was the Persona horn, because it was kind of cool having the little sound effect with the flag. Speaking of equipable horns, let's get to the custom vehicle types. You see, me personally, I enjoy playing with the speed type the most. Now, obviously, being a longtime fan, I did try the extreme gear and enjoyed what they tried to do with it. However, I beat up the street. So anyone who uses an extreme gear is like a speed bump to me. Now, the extreme gears do not work the exact same way they worked in the original game. That's because this is a kart racer and not whatever amazing game Sonic Riders was. However, they had a unique effect that was removed from the power type class in Team Sonic Racing, and that is an extended and higher boost stat for the extreme gear. Now they own the name boost type or boost gear. That is a responsibility that you have to have with that because you don't have any defense, so don't get knocked off. Now, if you ask me which is the best vehicle type, at the current moment, I would say the boost type. And that is only because a friend of mine, this guy right here, was trying to come up with the best gadgets for the gear, only for me to realize how easy it is to snake with them. Essentially, you can keep boosting, but be warned, taking damage will cost you your life and to take an L from yours truly. Nah, I'm just messing with you. But I'm not kidding about taking damage. You will die if you take damage on a stream gear. Like, yeah, no more speed. But the speed gear and the boost gear were the only gears I used most of the beta. Well, except for this one game where I used power gear, and you can see how that goes.
What do they know about me? Do y'all know who I am?
I'm Mr. Beat. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the game were the gadgets. The gadgets was a big surprise, but it really made the game feel like its own thing. It made it feel like its own unique thing. In Team Sonic Racing, there was a little thing. If you played offline, you were able to select to have something affect the vehicle. That could be start with 2 rockets, or have no tracks and driving off of the road no matter what type you are. And just little things like that. What I didn't realize is that that was probably the predecessor to this, which in this game, you have so many gadgets that allow you to change how the races flow. Those gadgets could range as your level 1 drift charges much faster than it would usually. You can also sub that for a level 2 drift charging faster. You can also have a faster air trick, because the tricks are very slow, but the faster air tricks make them faster. You also have a move where you can drift, and if you initiate a drift, you start spinning your vehicle in a defensive way in which your vehicle cannot be pushed physically by other vehicles. That's what I use the most, by the way. Like, come on, like, you can't tell. Look at this F-Zero.
Right out on the daily rise, starting skyscrapers, right in a prairie of that endless rise of noble scene and desert silent in Mexico.
It was just great just to have that ability to do that, because it meant every race was different. That is also where those round start monster truck players come from, because the round start monster truck is the only way you can get it is through the gadgets. I feel like with the gadgets, it has everything. It has a little bit of a competitive edge to it that allows you to mix and match so you can make the best combinations for your cars, not just the cars themselves. And I think that the items also balance that out, because they're very much more aggressive. This has been a great game, and I feel like it has everything for everyone to enjoy, especially playing with anyone, no matter what system they're on. No one's left out. Thank you all for watching. This is your boy Vroboy signing out. Have a good one.